It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show. It's our fair part show.
Yeah, what up, podcaster? Ben Lehman Bell back for another week. Just getting into it with our off-air podcast first. A bit of business to attend to shortly, planning the Gabagoodbye, which is a real event that we're going to be throwing.
Should we do that first or last? I'm easy.
Business at the back. I'd like to hear about everyone's weekends first. Is there anything to
bless.
report? Is there any tidbits?
Well, I have a giant effing sty on my eye that you've probably noticed.
I actually did not notice that.
Really?
My old Scottish nanny
I
used to
know,
always
I
go,
know.
I got a star in my eye.
I knew as soon as you hit sty on my eye, I was like, Ben is going to say it
Yeah.
like that. Let's have a look.
Hurts
Let's
like
have a
a
look.
mother ever.
Which one?
This one.
Yeah, I must have
I can't see it.
Yeah, I
Really?
get when you're real close, but it's not that bad. I didn't
It's
actually
just,
notice.
it's very red and it's just like a big lump. I don't have
Sting
like
me.
that like bit yet,
Styes
but all
suck.
weekend, like even trying to sleep and you close your eyes, it's constantly hurting. So I haven't got any makeup on because I didn't want to infect it with makeup. So I'm probably going to be going raw all week. But yeah.
Nothing wrong with that.
Weird flex, but I've never had a sty.
Yeah, I don't think I have either. And then, classic my mum, like, you know, growing up, she was like being a nurse, she just doesn't care. She was like, nah, you'll be fine. Something the last few years with her has flipped. And now everything that's wrong, she's like looking it up and she was like looking at her medical things. She's like, right now, if it's this, now if you don't wash it out, it can actually be eyelid cancer. So you might have eyelid cancer. And I was like, well, I don't have eyelid cancer.
Can I see?
Jeez. Ben got a much closer look, and yeah, that reaction was warranted.
That's that's my favourite sound effect on my wall at the moment. That's great.
Is that that's from the draw?
Gory stories.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She also believes that, you know how you've been talking about your parasite in the last few months, Liam.
Which I don't know if I've given that update. There will be a show where I will have to, either pre-record the show. I think we'll pre-record the show. I think it'll be easy enough. We just won't tell you. You won't know. And then the next day I'll be like, I had a camera up my ass yesterday.
No,
you guys didn't know.
we said Ben and I were doing the show.
Well, up to you. We can pre-record it if you want.
I think we decided that it's fine for you to have a day off to get the camera up the book.
Yeah.
Yeah. And if I
and
feel,
then sell that shit on OnlyFans.
if I feel, she said, oh, you can't come in after. But if I don't know. I might just be like, I'll be fine,
No,
I
but
can't drive, but maybe Sarah could drive me in. I don't know. I think
Can't drive because you can't sit down, or
no, I don't. I hope it's not that intrusive. I think
you
it's
could
pretty
ride
small.
an e-scooter in.
Yeah, but yeah.
No, I think you'll be a bit delirious from the drugs and everything. So I think even on air, you wouldn't sound good. You wouldn't be fast. You wouldn't be witty. You'd just be able to be like.
Well, no different to any other night. Am I right?
Oh, bless. But yeah, no. So my mum, I was telling her about that, and she is adamant that you have bowel cancer.
Why?
Or colon cancer. I think she called it. So yeah.
No wonder why you're so stressed.
I know.
Yeah, but
I
this is
think-
the
I
thing. Growing
think
up,
you'll
she
be
was
all
the
good, mate.
opposite. Growing up, it was like, nah, everything will be fine.
I'm
And
chill.
something the last
No,
few years.
remember how? So I mean, it's been well documented for some reason on this particular podcast. Yeah, I don't know. My bowel movements are particularly well documented, but I would say in the last 2 years, 3 times I've been real sick. 2 for food poisoning, 1 gastro, maybe 2 gastro, 1 food poisoning. I don't know. And 1 was in Bali, which everyone gets that, but real bad. And she was just sort of saying like sometimes it can actually throw you out for like a year. Like if you get a bad enough like stomach bug, then it can just like it's not quite right. So
But you get really bad bouts of it.
those 3 things were the main ones. But they were, and I think I don't know. Sometimes I suppose if you have bad gut health, it can get like weaker each time, sort of thing. So then you're prone to more.
You had a
But-
little spiel in Adelaide too.
A spiel?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Like you had a little.
I think you're using the word spiel wrong.
you had a spell. Sorry, you had a little spell.
Yeah, what spell?
In Adelaide, we were at that dinner, and you had to leave.
I didn't realise you were tracking Liam's sore guts.
Oh,
No, because we all left with you.
Yeah, no, that's true. Yeah,
very nice
yeah,
dinner.
that's right. Yes,
nice.
yeah, no,
Mate, I think you'll be all right. Just get the camera up there, get the green light.
Yeah,
Don't worry about Belle's mum.
no, it's chill. It's chill. So I'll cop one in both ends, not at the same time. I don't think.
Imagine if just as they were putting you under. Imagine just as they were putting you under, they went. We're backed up. We've got to save the time. Both ends as the mask goes
A little
over.
spitty.
Yeah, like. Yeah, and I'm assuming they go mouth first and then ass. That's
Yep.
not one you want to get wrong. Where you're just like you wake up like. what is going on? But I don't know how big the camera is. I don't know if I want to know. I don't think it's a JVC camcorder.
You'd hope the tech these days it'd be thin.
Yeah. You haven't had a colonoscopy before, have you?
No, this is what it is.
Yeah. You haven't
Yeah,
had one.
no,
You
no,
haven't
no,
had-
first time. Have you?
No, I haven't. No.
I'll have to tell you guys how. Yeah, first time.
I'm just searching camera they use for a colonoscopy because I want to see the size of it.
Is it an eye toy? Imagine it was an eye toy.
Where's your sound effect, Ben?
Oh, yeah, okay.
Ben's just
Liam.
It's bigger than I thought.
It's always
Can I have
the
a
way.
look? Let me have a look.
Yeah, have a look.
Yeah, can you get it up?
Like I was looking at this one here.
So what have you typed in so people listening can look it up if they want?
Camera used for colonoscopy. Like this one looks big, the third from the top, but towards the bottom, that one looks pretty thin.
Yeah, that's all right. That one looks just like
a worm or something.
Yeah, like an HDMI cord.
Yeah, but the head isn't so big.
Yeah, you don't want a big head.
No, you don't want
Do you know
a
what's
big
funny?
head.
Don't they have like in FBI and stuff? I'm sure they have tiny little pin cameras that they put, that on people and spies can wear them. Yet for this, they're like, nah, we got to use the big
So
tech.
I thought the doctor that I saw was very nice, but they obviously ask you all the questions, and she was like, "What do you do for work?" And I said, "I work in radio." And then she was like, "Oh, should I know you?" And I was like, "No, not really." And she's like, "Well, I'm going to Google you later on." And I was like, "Don't tell me that if you're going to stick an eye toy on my," you know what I mean? Like you don't have.
That's me every month at the waxing salon. Every month.
Yeah.
Just full spread. They're getting all up there, and they're like, "So what do you do for work?" And they're like, "Oh yeah, I've heard that before." You're like, "God damn."
Yeah. But okay, yeah, well, yeah, maybe it will be well known then when Camera Bum Show is. But that'll be in the next 2 weeks away. So how do we even get onto that? What are we talking about?
Because
Weekends.
my mum thinks you have cancer. Yeah.
Oh yeah, well I don't.
We don't know that yet.
Well, I have faith.
Yeah.
Weekends, I had a double header, a bit like Liam.
It's a double ender.
We went to the Melbourne Zoo on Saturday,
Oh yeah.
and then we backed up on Sunday. Went to the Melbourne Aquarium.
Oh, bloody hell.
Sheesh,
Yeah.
kebab.
Just really, just
Trying to grind out Melbourne before you sort of.
Well, the thought process is we leave in. We got to do drive first, but we move in 3.5 weeks.
Mhm.
So let's just try and. We hadn't been to the Melbourne Zoo yet. We hadn't been to the Melbourne Aquarium.
Should have gone to Werribee.
I've been to Werribee.
Oh, have you?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
it's really cool.
Yeah.
I like that.
Lovely.
Do they sponsor the show? You reckon?
Let's not. I was gonna have some remarks as well, and I'm holding back just in case. So
I did.
let's not.
What I would say is I really enjoyed the zoo, and I won't really go beyond that.
Fair enough. Zoo's great.
Yeah.
Zoo's great. That's
I think
the main
we gave
takeaway
away.
from that.
We gave away some tickets and breakfast. Remember?
Did we?
Yeah, we had
Okay.
the aquarium.
Yeah.
We could beep this whole segment.
It's not because that's a bad look in itself as well.
Is
Yeah.
it though?
Oh look, they spoke about you and they beeped the whole
It's
thing.
redacted.
Yeah, for not good reasons. Obviously.
Well, no, I didn't say that. I did enjoy my weekend. I enjoyed my
That's good.
weekend.
I had a very quiet weekend. I saw 2 people from the media today, though.
Waleed Ali.
Yes, you mentioned Waleed Ali earlier, and I did say I had a massive chat with Waleed Ali actually today
Mhm.
at the front of the gym, and he invited me to his house to watch a Liverpool game. But it feels like the most convenient time to offer someone that because we are at the end of the season, so it's this few months away.
Oh,
So whether the offer still, come end of August, I'm like, hey, Waleed, that game's still going on.
We should do a bit. We should set a reminder on our calendars for you to call
Call
him in
Waleed
October.
Ali like on the week. But yeah,
Yeah.
that would actually be kind of funny. He's a very nice guy.
what happened to your other gym friend who you watched the game with?
Jimmy, so Jimmy's an Everton fan. He's not a Liverpool fan. So we only play each other twice a season.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
Okay.
But so yeah, had a good chat with Waleed, and then I'm driving home from the gym, and who's bloody crossing the road? It's Radio Mike.
You see him all the time.
Well, we live pretty close to each other, but he came over to my window and had a bit of a chat.
I don't know if he
would
goes by Radio Mike anymore.
Okay,
His
well,
podcast, Mike.
Mike, who was on the Hamish and Andy Remembering project, is where there might be some crossover if you listen to some Australian podcasts. He's moved away from that now, though, and he does his own podcast, which I was on one time. And he does different bits and bobs. I think he's doing some stuff with Swag on the Beat these
Yeah,
days
he
as well.
produces their podcast and a
Yeah.
few other podcasts.
I
Yeah.
must admit, his algo has got me. Like he posts a lot of stuff that I find interesting. Like he does a lot of Pokemon card stuff, And then he also, because he does like how to produce a podcast, because I work in radio, I guess, I find that interesting. So I do watch a lot of his videos.
Do you know what's been popping up for me a lot lately? You seen that guy? I think he might even be from Adelaide, but he's like fighting one of my followers. Like, it's like day 6 of fighting my followers until I get knocked out.
Came up to mine this weekend.
He got knocked out on the lawns of Canberra, Parliament lawn.
Did he? Because he's just done this big tour. Like, he was like in France. He was like fighting in front of the Eiffel Tower, and then he was fighting in front of Buckingham Palace dressed as a bloody beefeater. Yeah, his video's going nuts. Yeah, he's going nuts.
Yeah, I saw a video of him getting knocked out on Parliament lawn.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's a pretty wild bit, that. I love, because there was the guy, what was it? Because we grittied for every... Oh, no, the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
So
that was a good bit.
What did you talk to Mike about?
I was in a moving car, so it was pretty quick.
Oh.
Well, I was at the traffic light. He was, it looked like I was soliciting a prostitute. He was like, he was leaning in the window, and I was saying, "How much for your podcasting services, Mike?"
And he said, "Do you want me to record in your car, or do you want to come back to mine?"
Yeah. And then it was brief. But he was like, "Oh, when are you moving back?" Like he, knew we moved to Adelaide.
Yeah, no, he's across the show.
I also, speaking of like in that same world, I found it quite amusing. I'm sure you guys will too, but did you see Jack posted the video? He's going to build a sauna.
Yeah, I also, and Ben famously has just bought a sauna.
I've bought one.
Sauna buddies.
I'd never spoken to him about saunas before. I've looked, and I haven't told him this yet, but I've looked into like the cost analysis of building one compared to buying with one, and a lot of people say it's just not worth it to build it. Like, you don't actually save any money. So
it's probably not.
Yes, if you build it, you have the satisfaction of being like, I built this, and I totally get that. But in terms of saving money, I don't think he'll save any money.
Well, I think he's got time and money now.
He does.
I saw his video just being like, I haven't found a job yet, like not looking for a job, which is funny.
Yeah.
But I think if you were in his shoes, I think you would also build.
If you had the time, sure, why not?
Yeah.
True.
But I also went to Richmond on Saturday night and accidentally found myself in the middle of some flares and shit.
Yeah, man.
Which was a wild time.
Oh, is that what you posted? That made no sense to me.
That's the A-League final.
There's no context.
On my algorithm, it was kind of everywhere because, like, the Melbourne News and, like, Jackie Felgates of the world and shit like that were all posting about it. And then we were like, oh, we'll go out in Richmond. And then we got there and there was just cops everywhere. And then suddenly, it was just flares.
It annoyed me when people were getting upset about it. I'm like, oh, God, come on. No one got hurt.
Who won?
Nothing was vandalised. Oh, it was a terrible game. Melbourne City won 1-0.
Against?
Melbourne Victory. So one of the
That's
other
why
Melbourne
it was
teams.
so big. It was like the two Melbourne teams.
Well, to be fair, Melbourne Victory are the big, they've got the fans, and City less so.
Oh, really?
Yeah, City, like, not to rag on them, but I've been to see a few Adelaide United games in Melbourne, and the Melbourne City games are pretty empty.
Jeez.
Melbourne Victory is probably a few more there.
Yeah,
is Melbourne City, dumb question maybe, but is Melbourne City supposed to be like the inner suburbs and
it's just,
Victory
to be honest,
supposed to be the outer?
Nah, I mean, Victory was an OG A-League team. It's just like how there's Adelaide United. If they were just like, okay, now there's like...
Adelaide City.
Yeah, well, there is actually Adelaide. That's a confusing one because Adelaide City used to be... It's what it was before Adelaide United, and they're still a team in the NPL. But if it was just like National Premier League, so it's like the Sandful, if you will.
Yep.
So why do we need two Melbourne teams then? That seems
There's
a bit
more.
pointless. What?
There's Western United as well.
Isn't that a beer?
No.
Yeah,
No.
right.
So, but imagine if you followed Melbourne Victory, and then they're like, and now there's another team, and like you'd have to decide
It's no different than AFL having 8 teams in Melbourne.
True, but they're different. They're different areas. So it's like Collingwood versus Carlton, whereas this is Melbourne versus Melbourne. Like, it's not like, Ringwood versus Moorabbin. Like, it's just Melbourne.
Western United is more like they're a little bit further out. They're closer to like Ballarat sort of way.
Right.
Melbourne City is basically, they were Melbourne Heart before, and then that folded and it turned into Melbourne City. It's just like, it's actually owned by the same people as Manchester City. It's like that sort of big group. They sort of own that. Hence, it's the same colours as well. Victory's been around for ages, and I hate Melbourne Victory. Melbourne Victory suck. They shit me to tears. But there's a good rivalry between Adelaide United and Melbourne Victory. Like, they were always the best games back in the day.
Yeah.
But so that, but I was like, oh, that's cool. It's good though that there should be a bit of a vibe before games. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it was a vibe. And then my little brother texted me and he was like, I'm here too. Where are you? And I was like, what the hell? But he
Yeah.
loves soccer. So he
I
was
like
all
that
amongst
though.
it.
That's that's
Yeah,
what it's all.
yeah.
That's what's happening over in the UK
Well,
and overseas. And
We were there. We saw some flares. I was like,
well, to be
cool, and then
fair,
we went to the pub.
sometimes it's not good. So PSG won the Champions League final Sunday morning.
Paris Saint-Germain,
That's it.
Oh,
Versus
we're
Inter?
talking about the...
First Inter,
Milan.
he's done it. Very good.
Is this
And
where the people died?
yeah, they just like everyone was going nuts in Paris, and 2 people died.
And like 190 people were injured.
Yeah, so it just
Like-
kicked off. But that was like their own. I don't even know how that happened. That's just their own fans celebrating, and 2 people died somehow. So
Yeah.
not great. But 5-0, pretty good win.
Well, I mean, speaking of massive celebrations, should we talk about ours?
The Gabagoodbye.
Oh, the Gabagoodbye.
the Gabagoodbye.
Unless there's anything else to add.
No, there's been a few Pod Squad questions
that's
and
right.
comments.
There was one I wanted to show Liam.
Is that the music one?
Nope.
Oh.
Nope. It's the one from Jody High Roller. This is for you, Liam, on the Pod Squad.
Mhm.
You can see the photo if you want to go to the Pod Squad. Just search it on Facebook. Jody High Roller said, "Rate my form, full court shot," and then he's taking a wee in the toilet from about
Wow.
what looks
The
like
hallway.
about
That's
5 meters
impressive,
away.
Jody. That is impressive. Yeah.
If
Wow.
it's real, yeah.
Yeah, mate, that's great.
We also, I think we accidentally left "Sexy and I Know It" in Friday's podcast.
Oh yeah.
And someone was like,
thought-
"Oh
We're gonna end up in court.
no!" And update the off-air podcast tile now officially does have all the faces in the background.
Yep.
Someone commented about that as well, so thank you.
Have you heard back from old mate about the new show intro?
No, thank
It's a
you for
worry.
reminding me. Tears, isn't it?
Maybe follow up on message.
I'll text him
Yeah.
again. Yeah.
But yeah, we are. I think the official date is the 17th of July.
The
for
Gabagoodbye.
The Gabagoodbye.
It rhymes. The Gabagoodbye on the 17th of July.
Love that. It all comes
Yeah.
together.
Yep. So that is the next day will be our last show officially in Melbourne.
Yep.
So look, if you are in Melbourne.
Yep. Or a bit like when we did the platter off, if you are interstate and you want to travel to Melbourne to attend, we'd love you to.
Yeah, we're gonna do a Gabagoodbye at Sopranos restaurant in South Bank in Melbourne.
Yep.
That's
what you Google.
They
You
don't
Google
know that
Sopranos.
yet.
No.
They don't know that. But we, yeah, I don't know. There's nothing really planned, but I'm just imagining we're all wearing chesty bonds,
Yep.
singlets.
I'll be a
And
mob wife, please.
You can be my wife, big hoop earrings, and we'll just we'll sit at Sopranos restaurant and we'll enjoy some olives, some arancini, some Peronis,
Yep.
some gabagool, some fine cuts, potentially a baked ziti or 2.
Yep.
Come on, I'm breaking balls. I'm schwitzing over here.
I think ideally before we call them to actually make a booking,
Yeah.
what we want to do is try and get
Build up a groundswell.
a rough idea of how many people are going to come. So then when we call them, we can say, hey, can we book a table for 20, 25, 30? So what,
Also, if 2 or 3 people want to come, we're still looking forward to having gabagool at Sopranos. So it would just be it would become a private event where you were just
Yep.
sitting around
honestly,
with us and the rest of
We'll
the
be
off-air
there.
team.
We'll be there regardless.
either way, we are going to go there.
We're going there.
We're just saying we would love for you to come.
Yes.
So don't feel like you're going to get there and no one's there. Like we'll be there for sure. What I was thinking though is if we do blb@novaentertainment.com.au, that's the show email. If you email there that you're attending, and if you bring somebody, let us know. Then,
Any dietaries you can put in there.
yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be too worried about that because
We're just going to order.
yeah, we'll just order and they can.
Don't worry about dietaries, guys.
Yep.
Don't worry about that.
And then we'll get a rough idea of numbers, and then maybe the week before or the week of, we'll call them and make a formal booking. And then what I reckon we do is we have a list of all the RSVPs, and then if anyone doesn't show up, they will be shamed, publicly shamed on the pod.
Have we talked about what we're doing for that 2 weeks?
Yeah, we're doing Drive for 2 weeks. Ricky Lee, Tim and Joel are away, and we will be filling in. So we'll be doing, I mean, if you listen to the pod, it'll be the exact same, but if you're on the radio, we'll be 4 to 6 instead of 6 to 8
Yep.
for 2 weeks. So, which is
Very
also
exciting.
good because it means we can do a time that probably suits people better for the
6:30?
Goodbye. Yeah, I think we just roll in straight
Whoa,
away.
don't we
that's very
why don't we say?
quick.
Why don't we say
Mate,
six?
it's like
6:30
5 minutes away.
Yeah, we'll say 6:30
Yeah.
for an early arrival. 7 if you want to get there when everyone's already there.
Yeah.
6:30 to 7.
And I'm assuming the like Nova's just going to pick the bill up for that, or are we picking the bill up for this?
Oh,
I
think
thought
it's
it'd be a big bill split.
Yeah,
Like
everyone.
everyone-
it's
everyone
a fend
pays
for
for it.
yourselves. Yeah.
Oh, that's a bit. I mean,
And
surely
we can
Hang on, we
we can
can't-
ask our boss Sarah
we
for some
can't
money.
pay for like 30
Mate,
people's
it's
meals.
not the Shangri-La.
It
It's just a
depends.
few pies.
It
Come
de-
on now. You're breaking balls over here.
Depending on how many people turn up,
Yeah.
I will pay 1/3 of the bill.
I'm also happy to do that.
Okay.
And I think it
will
would be.
not be doing that.
Well, that's despicable.
I will not be doing
Wow.
that.
So, okay. So, Ben, myself,
Yep.
the show budget.
Let's okay, hypothetical, right?
Mhm.
30 people.
That's-
Each person is what?
Half a pie.
$60?
No.
With drinks?
No. Well,
With drinks?
we'll do coupons.
You got
Should we say we pay for food, no drinks?
What about 2 drinks ahead,
Oh my
food?
God.
Yep.
Oh,
2
Bill,
drinks.
Mate, you wait till you have a wedding. It'll reshape the way you think about
Yeah,
these
well, I'm going to
things.
have a wedding. Like, what's that going to be? Maybe like 6 years away? 7?
Okay, so I'm looking at the menu here, right?
All right, so let's run through. Let's run through here. So just say we've got 30 operators.
Yep. How
At
many-
least we're getting 15 pies. Maybe we round it up to 20. So they're probably about what, $25 a head.
You want medium or large? Large.
Let's go
Hang on,
large.
that's a pizza. That's
We're hungry.
basically a
We're
pizza
hungry.
per person.
So
That's
just say
too
there's
much.
30 people rock up. We're
Yep.
getting 20 pizzas. How
Yep.
much for 20 large pizzas?
Why are we doing what?
$22 per large pizza.
That's actually
can we
very
do
good.
15
22
pizzas?
times 20.
Actually, no, that's for the regular pizza. If you want a gourmet pizza, it's
Yep.
24, so maybe half.
Hang on, aren't you going to be
All
doing
right.
pasta
So
and
24
like garlic bread and like
times
I only
10.
mean 20 pizzas.
Bell, so you're talking all over the maths.
Come here.
So,
come here.
so 20 large pies is $24 at a pie
for gourmet?
for gourmet. Let's just go gourmet.
So yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. I've done half gourmet, half.
Oh, you
reg.
have? Okay, great.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So the others were 22, right?
Yep, correct.
Yep.
You wanted some arancini balls?
Yeah.
They don't have any arancini balls.
Oh, interesting.
Classic.
Interesting.
They got bruschetta. Oh no, they do. Sorry, no,
bruschetta?
sorry, they do. Sorry, I didn't see them. Arancini balls, 3 pieces per serving. So, how many times does 3 go into 30, Bill?
Oh, bless you, Ben.
10. So we want 10 of those. That's $14.
Yep. 14.
So 10 times 14,
10 times
140.
Yeah, a lot of this maths is just adding a 0 if we haven't worked out already.
We don't want any salad, do we?
No salad. How much for the cold cuts?
The
prosciutto.
They got risotto. They got
So
dessert,
are we doing
main meals.
pastas?
They don't have any cold cuts.
No cold
Oh,
cuts.
shit.
got
Bada bing,
pasta.
bada boom. BYO prosciutto.
Yeah, you got to sneak it in your
Pocket
pockets.
prosciutto.
Pocket prosciutto. And then we're not doing mains. We're just getting lots of pizza, right?
It's a pizza party.
But
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about like having like
Oh, no, we get
pasta and
3
shit.
pastas. What
Three
pastas have you
pastas?
got? What pastas have you got there?
You got Napolitana, Bolognese, vegetarian, meatballs,
I'm vegetarian. Please.
Calbrizzi, Cabronia,
Cabron.
seafood marinara,
Bada bing.
pollo pesto,
Bada boom.
ricotta spinach,
Come on.
pollo fungi.
Oh,
Can we get some
Sausage.
bruschetta? Can we do bruschetta?
There's
please?
bruschetta, yeah.
can we
Bruschetta's
do bruschetta?
$20 a serving.
Or we just get 2 of them.
Get 2 of them, so add $40 onto that.
Yeah.
Chicken avocado, Tony Soprano's pasta. We get 3
Oh,
of
have to
those.
have
right?
that, yeah, 3 of that. So how
What
much
is
is
in
how much is a
that?
Tony Soprano
What is
pasta?
in that?
The menu's blurry. Italian sausage, chicken,
Oh, come on.
mushroom,
Hey! Now that's Italian.
and a Napoli sauce.
Yeah. Now
That's
we're talking.
$22, so $66.
We'll get 5 of them.
Okay, so that's 110.
Righto. So what are we saying? How much of a pepperoni? For a pepperoni?
That's
Pepperoni
a
red.
different menu. I'm on the food menu.
No, I think it's
Here we go.
everyone paid for their own drinks.
Come on, Bill. Don't be cheap.
I can't. I will
Don't-
never
don't-
financially recover
don't
from
be-
this.
Pepperoni, $9.
$9. Okay, so
So let's say about $300.
No, hang on. We don't. Let's get
so
the actual math.
$18 for 2 pepperonis. We'll times
times
that by
30. If everyone
Just
has
round
two,
it up.
If everyone has 2 pepperonis.
Yeah, everyone has 2 pepperonis. All right. We'll
What's
do
the bill?
Final math.
What's the bill, Captain?
Why do we have Liam doing the maths?
He's doing a good job.
Right. Okay. We got 10 gourmet pies.
Mm-hmm. We can go, and just a side note,
Yeah.
I reckon when people RSVP, they're going to come.
Yeah.
Look at the menu, and then with your RSVP, tell us what's your preferred pie,
Mm-hmm.
and then whatever pies have the most votes, they're the ones we order.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, 240 on 10 gourmet pies.
Yep.
We got 220 on 10 regular pies. We got 140 on arancini balls. We've loaded up on them. $40 on 2 bruschettas, was it?
Yep.
2 bruschettas and 5. Oh, sorry. No. Sorry, no. Yeah. Is 110 on Tony Soprano pasta, and then $540 on Peronis.
Yep.
Which brings us to a grand total of 1,290, which is
Divided by 3.
a mere $430 a head. It's pretty
I'll
good.
cop that.
I'll cop that. For
I'll
sure.
cop that.
100%.
Must be nice.
No listener on my watch is going home Tony Soprano pastaless and Peroni
Now,
redless.
keeping in mind,
What are they? Everyone's gonna be so all the salt from the pizza, and they don't have anything to quench their thirst.
It's gonna be
Oh,
glorious.
There's some freaking water.
keep in mind though, we've done the maths there on
No.
30. So if it goes further than 30, it's going to blow the boat
Well,
out.
yeah, but just say 60 rock up. It's a great turnout.
Yep.
It's only like just shy of 900 a head. I think we're all okay with that. It's fair. You know,
I'm
it's a
excited.
Gabagoodbye.
Yep.
It's a
We're
celebration.
not even changing.
Hey, it's
the
a
show.
celebration over here.
It's not it.
Come on.
I'm pretty excited. So this will happen over a few weeks, but
And if you bring your guma, you pay for them. You pay for them, okay?
you pay for your guma.
Gumas aren't. It's like a side B.
Oh, I thought you meant a grandma.
No, that's a nonna.
Yeah.
So get through your RSVPs, blb@novaentertainment.com.au, and we'll get final numbers about a week and a half out from the event.
And we will. Obviously, this is just us throwing the gabagool around, if you will, throwing the Italian sausage around.
Yep.
But once we have some hard numbers, we can crunch down on the math.
Yep.
I think
Maybe we'll take a Peroni out here and there, but ideally
I
not.
don't know, I'd like 2 Peronis a head as a
Maybe 3.
bare minimum. Yeah, if we're feeling crazy. Bell's feeling generous.
in no world will I ever
and
feel
then-
generous.
So I think it's a must, though, that there are 5 or more Tony Soprano pastas. I think we all can agree on that.
Totally.
And yeah, we can see, because sometimes you look at the gourmet pizzas and you're like, well, I would actually just prefer a salami. You
Yeah,
know?
and
the
maybe-
gourmet, they get too fancy
Can we,
with
in
it.
the
Maybe
pod
tomorrow-
squad, can we just put the menu link? Can we do a post?
Yep.
And say RSVP and then put our email and then with your order, please.
Yep, with the
and
menu.
we'll put the menu link there.
Yep.
Yeah, let's do that.
And we can run. Tomorrow we can run through the pizzas.
Oh,
we
that'd
just
be
did.
good.
We just did that.
No, I didn't go through the pizzas.
No,
I went through the pasta.
we've done more pricing, really.
Yeah.
We're only merely scratching the surface.
Like-
of the
Can I just
Gabagoodbye.
point out-
as an example, on one of the gourmets, they do an open lamb Slovaki pizza.
Shit.
That's Greek.
Yeah, but it's gourmet.
It's not even the right cuisine.
They do a prosciutto pizza.
Oh, I love that.
Ooh.
Ooh.
She's been
Belle's
found
getting
out.
hungry.
Bell's been found out.
I thought you
prosciutto,
said
my
I thought you
favourite.
said a bruschetta. I'm
No,
sorry,
no,
I'm
no.
sorry, I'm sorry.
Prosciutto, pig's ass. We all heard it.
No.
You want
no,
thin
no.
pig asshole.
I thought you said bruschetta.
Just write down on the menu
thought you said-
3 prosciuttos for
No,
Belle.
I thought you said
three
bruschetta
prosciutto.
pizza. I was like, ooh.
I tell you what, Belle, I'm happy. Like, we're all happy. Obviously, we all agreed $4.30 a head. But if I catch you having more of that prosciutto pizza than anyone else,
Be.
your portion will.
No.
You have to end up paying more because it's just an honesty system. you know?
Look, can I just point out also, no other freaking show has a goodbye party and pays for everyone in their own pocket.
So it makes us unique.
You know.
I can't. Okay, fine. Whatever.
Well, yeah, but or we could do it like this. Ben and I split it. We sit on either end of the table, and everyone kisses our hand as they walk past and get a slice. And Belle sits on an ordinary table.
Belle,
Sit in the corner.
if you will be a part of the ordinary table, I'll pay your half for sure. You can think about that though.
Yeah, and perhaps we could even, dress a little nicer if it's more like you're the mob boss. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
maybe like when Ben and I we'll come in like. It starts at 6:30. Ben and I'll come in at 6:45, and everyone has to stand up when we walk in. Like, even if everyone's like in the middle of a chat, everyone like
What do you wear then? Like a suit?
all the cutlery drops. Everyone stands up.
I love that.
You just hear that. It's just quiet, and you hear the chairs go.
Yeah.
And then
Look,
no one says anything until we say our piece.
Is it like a 3-piece suit then?
I'm loving this
No, I
chat.
don't know.
It's gonna be the sweats.
Yeah.
Well, you said no if you're a mob boss.
Well, I suppose Tony
Yeah.
can still wear what he wants. Right?
Mm.
Yeah. When you're a maid,
Okay.
maid guy, you can wear what you want.
Loving this chat. Let's pick it up in tomorrow's off-air pod. Should we wear like really big platform shoes so we're really tall,
Be good. No one will notice.
and
Yeah.
we'll wear like long pants?
I actually want to get like we should just go on Temu and get like tons of fat guy like bowling shirts, like Tony Soprano bowling shirts.
Yeah, because we're the boss.
Yeah.
But I think it'd be pretty funny if we had like big platforms on.
Yeah. Oh man, this is gonna be the best night ever. I can't wait.
And that's it!
Liked that podcast? There's heaps more to listen to if you just scroll back or download the Nova Player app.
Ben, Liam, and Bell.